It's August the 27th, and this is your Pacific Palisades Real Estate Market Update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty, and I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians, and I'm here to help you too. Here's this week's important market activity. There are 281 listings in the Palisades. 199 are lots, 82 are existing homes. 774 properties have sold since the fire, 581 lots and 193 homes. 54 properties are in escrow, 39 lots and 15 homes. This week in the Alphabet Street land listings, 17 active listings. 130 have sold since the fire and 6 are in escrow. The average price per square foot, $300 a foot. And just listed, 824 Chautauqua has listed for $2,350. Interestingly, it sold previously, post-fire that is, for $1,225,000. It is a 18,000 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat. A little more than half of it, I would say, is. And it's nice, and that's a nice flat area. It does sit right over Sunset Boulevard, so you will get some noise. Just listed 1,000 Iliff Street, listed for $2.4 million, $320 a foot that's coming in at, and that is for an almost 7,500 square foot lot. I like that location. It's a straight shot right to the Caruso Center right there. That's just reopened and it's very exciting. Just going into escrow, 901 Galloway Street is asking $2 million. It's a 6,200 square foot lot, or $324 a foot. And also just gone into escrow, 1050 Monument Street, asking $1,749,000. Wow, that is only $269 a foot. Let's see where that closes. I bet that had multiple offers. It's a 6,500 square foot lot. And above the Alphabet Street land listings this week, 19 active listings, 30 have sold since the fire, 2 are in escrow. Average price per square foot, $242. Just gone into escrow, 1225 Rimmer Avenue, asking $2.2 million. Now this is on the rim side of Rimmer, and it does have, it's right at the junction of Whitfield there, so you will have nice views across Temescal Canyon, and you might get a little peekaboo ocean views there. That is 8740 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat, and it did have a 4,400 square foot home on it. And just listed, 1226 Monument Street has listed for $2.6 million, and that is on the other end of Whitfield, okay? So Monument is on the other side of Whitfield there, Rimmer's on the one side. This is on the other side, so you get views back towards the city and across the village a little bit. That's a 2.6 or $349 a foot. That is 7,450 square foot lot approximately there. And just sold. 1214 Rimmer Avenue has sold for $2.6 million. That's almost 10,000 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat again, but it's a good portion of it is nice views, by the way. And you can still walk into the village. That's kind of cool. And this week in the Via Bluffs land listings, 20 active listings on the market, 93 have sold since the fire, 8 are in escrow, average price per square foot, $317. And just gone into escrow, 15234 French Street has gone in. It's asking $3,250, and that is a 6572 square foot lot. That's pretty pricey because that's $494 a foot. So let's see where that closes. I mean, it is nice because it backs up to Via de las Olas, which is, of course, the front row there. But you will have some view blockage, but you'll get some through in between the houses. And just gone into escrow, 620 Haverford Street's asking $2,200. It's a 9,300 square foot lot, and that's $1,400. I'm sorry. That is coming in at $237 a foot. So that's a nice price per square foot. And just listed, 533 Mount Holyoke is listed for $2.4 million. It's 8,000 square foot lot. 709 Swarthmore has just listed for 2.2. Just sold not too long ago for $1.7 million. So this is a resale post-fire. Interesting there. That's asking $394 a foot. That feels a little on the higher side for me, but we'll see what happens. And just gone into escrow, 15321 Friend Street, asking $2 million. It's a 67 square foot lot. And this week in the Huntington land listings, 10 active listings in there, 42 have sold. Average price per square foot in the Huntington, $422 a foot. And just listed, 851 Toyota. It's 8625 square foot lot, listed for $3,650 or $423 a foot. Yeah, that's not bad, but that location, I don't know. We'll see. This week in the Huntington single families or existing homes, 6 active homes six homes actively on the market in there right now. 19 have sold since the fire. 2 are in escrow. And we have just gone into escrow 445 Toyota, asking $5 million. This is not bad. This is lot value, and you get a house. Pretty nice. 3260 square foot house, 9,000 square foot lot. And just listed 14901 Ramos Place for $12.5 million. Great sized lot. And this is deep into the Huntington. The deeper you get, the bigger the lots, the pricier, the nicer typically. A little more farther to walk to the village, but you know, once you get there, it's really nice. And this is 5,600 square foot house on a 14,650 lot. The house got a little bit of a different floor plan going on, so it's not going to appeal to everybody, but there was a lot of nice things I liked about it. This week in the Riviera existing homes, 27 active listings right now. Homes on the market in the Riviera. Good inventory to choose from if you want to step it up and move to the Riviera. 38 properties in there have sold since the fire. 1's in escrow right now. Just listed 1221 Minorca Drive. Know this property. I sold it a few years back when it was a Sunset Boulevard address. This is on the corner of Sunset and Minorca. But they did the smart thing. In fact, I think it was my idea actually. Changed the address to Minorca. This is on the market for just under $10 million and is 8,500 square foot. Really nicely built Mediterranean and built in 2006, but beautifully maintained on a almost 15,000 square foot lot. So very nice. Quiet inside. Once you open the doors, you know, you'll probably want to turn your fountains and whatnot on so to muffle the sunset noise there a little bit. Just sold. 13524 Deste has sold for 9215. Wow, this thing I think started at around 15 million, which was definitely aggressive. It's a contemporary, and it's got this kind of very uniquely landscaped backyard with these crazy kind of waterfalls and stuff going on, and a nice pool house. The floor plan in the house is good. There was a couple of unique features in there. You know, I think it ended up being a good value. 6,320 square foot a house on a 17,000 square foot lot. So that's a nice sized lot. And just listed 888 Toulon Drive. So 888's there. Has listed for 15,250. This is a Georgie Merrill design, so it's very dramatic, dark, rich colors. It's 8,800 square foot. Wow, this is crazy. 888 Toulon, an 8,800 square foot house. How about that? Some numerological magic going on there. On a 14,000 square foot lot. Again, kind of rich, dramatic colors. Might not appeal to everybody, but the devotees of that will kind of love it because you won't find that many like it. And just listed 1228 Amalfi Drive, 9.8 for $9,890,000. This is super well priced. I'm sure they've been getting multiple offers on it, and I'm sure it'll go over this. It's a 17,500 square foot lot with an 8,000 square foot traditional, really nice, like a Ken Unger, one of his earlier designs. Beautiful. So we'll see where that closes. This week in the Santa Monica Canyon, existing homes, 8 properties on the market, 44 have sold since the fire, 5 are in escrow. And just sold 279 Mayberry Road, sold for $3,920, almost 2,800 square foot house. This is right there close to where Ocean Avenue comes down, or Ocean Way, whatever it's called there, comes from the front drive, the front of Palisades Park there. So this is a 2,800 square foot on a 7,300 square foot lot. And this is in the Canyon, which I love, one of my faves. And just entered escrow, 558 Stassi Lane, asking 3.6. Now this is it's not a big house, but very appealing, at least to a certain type of clientele, because it's kind of hip, architectural, and a fun place. But only 1,633 square feet, 13,000 square foot lot, kind of terraces up the hill a little bit. See where that closes. Just sold 425 Hillside. Wow, check this out. $1,442,000. Super entry level right there for the Canyon. Small lot, 4,150 square foot lot on a 1343 square foot house. So a cottage, okay, in the Canyon. But I love it. I love it. Okay, so, and just sold 588 Dryad Road, has sold for $3.1 million. It's not large either, 1,424 square feet, but kind of cool, kind of got a little bit of a mid-century feel about it. 5,000 square foot lot. This is a kind of cool part of the Canyon, because you've got to kind of sneak around to it, so it's really sequestered privately in there. It's a nice spot. This week in the El Medio Bluffs, 10 properties on the market. This is for land listings, okay? 10 lots on the market. 31 lots have sold since the fire. 4 are in escrow, and just listed 539 Muskingum Place. Has listed for $1,650,000. Interestingly, sold not that long ago for $1,487,600. So doesn't look like they're putting a big jump on that. I don't know if their plans had changed or what. That is a 5,000 square foot lot. It had previously had only a 1,262 square foot house on it, so maybe they were feeling a little limited. But I love this location. This is the El Medio Bluffs, where the center of the El Medio Bluffs didn't burn and the 2 flanks did. So it's kind of a nice little oasis in the middle there. 711 Muskingum has just listed, also listed for $2,150,000, also had previously sold for $1,550,000. This is a little over 6,000 square foot lot, and it did have a 3,600 square foot house on it, so that's good to know. This week in the El Medio Bluffs existing homes, 1 home on the market there. 18 have sold, 1's in escrow, and just sold is 16037 Junaluska. Sold for $5,250. This is a nice Spanish, kind of more nouveau, contemporary Spanish. It's nice. I mean, it was built in 2014, but this particular builder does a really nice job. 4,328 square foot house on a 6,600 square foot lot. And also just sold 16045 Northfield, is sold for $4,750,000, and this is a 2018 build traditional 4,130 square foot house on a 5,650 square foot lot. This week in the Upper El Medio land listings, 14 active listings right now for lots in there, and coincidentally 14 have sold since the fire. So And the average price there, $170 a foot. The reason it's going to be a little lower there is that these lots can be a little larger, but it's not all flat. But you will get some views in the upper El Medio. And just listed, 1067 Las Pulgas Road has listed for $1,550,000, 10,000 square foot lot, and that is had an 1842 square foot. This, I think, is on the rim side, so you'll get views back across the canyon. Not bad. You know, of the 10.6, you're probably looking at maybe 6 or 7 flat, so do your calculations on that basis. Upper El Medio single family or existing home listings this week. 5 properties, 5 homes on the market, 7 have sold. And just listed 1037 Maroni Lane. Love this little street. It's a sneaky little street off of Las Pulgas. It's like its own little canyon in there. This is a really nice house. I like this. When I walked in, it's got some nice stone facading on the outside. They did a nice job inside. Beautiful big yard with a pool, an outdoor like gazebo living space, an outdoor kind of guest room. Beautiful master. I mean, you know, this was a great house. Listed at just under $5 million. And what do we have? 3,850 square feet on a nice 12,000 square foot lot. Oh, by the way, there's a rooftop deck to boot. So this week in the Marquez Knolls land listings, wow, this is a busy place. 44 active properties on the market right there. 113 have sold. The average price per square foot for lots there, $180 a square foot. 5 are in escrow. And just going into escrow, 820 Jaycon Way. It's $1,550,000 ask. That's a 12,000. Not all that's flat. Okay, so you're going to probably get 6,000-7,000 square foot flat out of that. Just sold. Here's one, 17034 Livorno. And this has sold for $1,415,000. That's over the ask. The ask was $1,300,000. Why is that? Well, it was dead flat. And this is on the Livorno where you have that little horseshoe at the end there on the other side of Marquez Terrace. The one thing about it is it does overlook Sunset there. So, but otherwise it's a great location because I like that little cul-de-sac. And just listed 1642 Bollinger Drive has listed for $1,250,000. And that is a 6,000 square foot lot. And you know, it's kind of downhill a little bit from the street, and it does back up to properties that are on Sunset. So you might get a little Sunset noise there. Also just listed 16915 Enchanted Place has listed for $2,700 almost. Now this is off of Enchanted Way. It's a little cul-de-sac, and this it's a little cul-de-sac, so it's not on the rim side of the cul-de-sac, so it would be more on the other side or where you go up a little bit. So it's a little uphill, so you might get some views across the tops of these other houses across the street or in between them. But I do like that it's on that nice little cul-de-sac. And that is a 100 square foot lot there, all right? And just listed 16783 Edgar Street has listed for $1,435,000, and that's a 5,900 square foot lot. Not bad, not bad. That's coming in at $244 a square foot. Let's see here, 1656 Las Casas Place has listed for $995,000, 4,700 square foot. So this is a smaller lot, but it's under $1 million. So come on, that's great entry level possibility there, and it is all flat. 16722 Bollinger has just sold for $1,050,000. It's a little over 5,000 square feet. That's not bad. That's coming in at $208 a square foot. Another one on Bollinger has sold for $1,425,000. Bigger lot, 6,700 square foot. It's an uphill, so you're going to build your house up the hill, and then you'll have some lot in the back. You will get some views from this one. What do we get for that? We've got up for $1,850,000, you get 9,900 square foot lot, okay? And the previous house was 3,500 square feet. And we have also just listed 848 Las Lomas, has listed for 1.3. This is a downhill lot, and you will get some views from this lot, and it's a 9,900 square foot lot. Whew, that was a lot there in Marquez Knolls. So let's go to Marquez Knolls' existing homes, okay? 11 houses on the market right now. 24 have sold, 2 are in escrow. And 16661 Charmel Lane has just sold for $4 million, almost $4.4 million. This is a nice house. Very nicely done. Had a little bit of a strange entry because of the way the overhang kind of peeked over the front door. But once you got in, it's a great house. Got some views, all newly redone, beautiful backyard and pool and views. And just sold, 1227 Tellum Drive has sold for $5.4 million. I also really like this house. I believe it was done by a French gentleman, I think. So it's got this kind of like, European, French kind of sensibility to the design in there. Sold for $5.4. What do you get? 11,000 square foot lot with pretty darn nice views and a pool with a 3,500 square foot house on it. And also just listed 16966 Livorno Drive has listed for $3.5 million. Now this house is not far from Sunset, so you do get a little sunset exposure there. This house, actually, I really like the floor plan now that I think about it. The floor plan on this had nice high ceilings, nice open floor plan, kind of cool done. It's not your typical house, kind of looked like it fit in like Palm Springs or something. Rooftop deck, just a good situation. One off of Sunset, so you might get a little bit of sunset noise in the back. And just sold, 1231 El Hito Circle has sold for $3,125. That was over the ask. This is a nice Lockman post and beam home. I loved it when I walked into this house. It had a great feel. It's open, high ceilings, nicely done, and 2,300 square foot house on an 8,200 square foot lot. This week in the Las Casas Loop land listings, 7 active listings right now. 17 have sold since the fire. 2 are in escrow. Average price $210 a square foot. And just listed 545 Las Casas. This is $995. It's only 4,400 square foot lot, but it did have a 3,000 square foot house on it, so they really maxed out on that lot. It does back right onto Sunset, so you're going to get some sunset exposure in the back there. And the same thing, a little to the lesser degree in a way, 515 Las Casas, 5,900 square foot lot, asking $1,250,000 or $212 a square foot. This week in the Highlands land listings, 12 active listings on the market right now. 37 have sold since the fire. 4 are in escrow. Average price per square foot for a lot up there right now is $114 a foot. And just sold up there, 16732 Monte Hermoso has sold for $1,008,000. Wow, this is 22,000 square foot lot. Now, not all of that's flat, but a good portion of it is. And it does have nice views back to the mountains. You get a little ocean out there. You can build a real nice home here. And just sold 1494 Paseo de Oro. Wow, entry level here, $824,000. It's only a 4,000 square foot lot, so this really situates nicely for what I like to call patio homes. So they have smaller like patio backyards, but it is a gated street. It is in the Highlands. You get the Summit Club facilities, which are fabulous. And you do get some views. I like it. I like it a lot. And also just listed, 16748 Monte Hermoso is listed for 1,675. So this is a little farther down from the one that just sold for 1.8. So your views are still going to be great, not quite as good. 19, almost 20,000 square foot lot. Not all of that's flat, but a good portion. So you'll get some rim views. And by the way, this part does get, you do have some amenities there. There's a pool, tennis court and stuff kind of across the street. This week in the Highlands, existing homes. 11 homes on the market, 28 are sold, 4 are in escrow. Just listed, 16610 Calle Brittany. Now this is in that little area called the Peninsula. It's gated. These are a little different. They're two-story. They don't have super big lots, but this one does have a pool. So, and they do have some nice views. This is listed at $2.8 million, 3466 square foot house, built in 1998 on a 7,600 square foot lot. And also just listed 1492, so 1492. Paseo de Oro has listed for almost $2 million, almost 3,000 square foot house, built in 97. You know, this is also one of those little gated streets. They're kind of more the patio home type of things again. So at $2 million, you know, it's a great way to get into the Palisades in a bigger home with amenities. So I like that. And just sold, 16999 Avenida de Santa Ynez. Oh, I know this house. This house has been on the market for quite a while. And the reason is because the floor plan was a little awkward. You know, this was built back in 75, and it's 24, almost 2,500 square feet, 5,500 square foot lot. So that's why it sold, you know, a little on the cheap side there. Cheaper. It's not cheap, inexpensive. People are cheap. Remember that. So this week in Sunset Mesa, existing homes. 3 homes on the market, 19 have sold since the fire and just sold. 3449 Cloudcroft has sold for $2,550. Wow, 3735 square feet. Okay. And the lot is a good size, 11,000. Now some of that does go up in the back there. Kind of a nice house. So 2.5 and change. This is not bad. I like it. 3833 Surfwood Road has just listed, and that's listed for $3,450. This is a nice home. Let's see where it goes. It's 2,900 square feet, $3,450. It might feel a little pricey, but let's see what happens. And 18247 Wakecrest Drive has just sold for $2.4 million. It was that sold over. So this is it was asking $2,280. You know why? Because it's got some nice views. Views are money. And last but not least, this week in the Sunset Mesa land listings, 14 properties on the market, 34 have sold, 3 are in escrow, and just listed 3612 Surfwood Road is listed for $1.4 million. That's a good price. You don't get a lot of views here because you're on the kind of the non-view side. You might get some views as you look across the backyards. It's a little bit strange to think that way, but you might get some. This is 7,800 square foot lot, so it's a nice lot. So you can build a nice home there, and it's pretty entry level for $1.4 million. Just listed 18354 Wakecrest Drive has listed for $2 million. Previously, a year ago, this property sold for $1.6 million. Now this is on the view side of Wakecrest, so whoever bought it for $1.6 million got a fabulous buy. $2 million is probably in the trading zone for that now. You know, our average price per square foot up there is $184. This is interesting. At $2 million, it's $332. So we can see that price has been creeping up there, especially for the view properties. Again, view is money. And also just listed 18341 Coastline Drive is listed for $1,750,000, 8,100 square foot lot, and you're on the more upside of Coastline, but you do get some nice views still here from this, so this isn't bad. And just sold by yours truly, 3711 Ocean Hill Way. Sold that for $1,285,000. This is almost 7,100 square foot lot. Previous home was 2564, which was the biggest floor plan of all those houses up there. This is on the uphill side. You know, there's the uphill side, which are the 2 stories, the downhill side, which has more open to the view, but you can only build 1 stories there. So we can build 2 stories here, and we do get views down the street and from the 2nd story. So I hope this information has been helpful to you. And if you're looking to find your perfect property, I look at more property than just about anyone. Or if you're thinking of selling, I've navigated my clients through the toughest of markets, and I can help you too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.